friends, hello, welcome back. So today is our first time building a so-called Dynasty team. We are building an Edmonton Oilers Dynasty team, the Edmonton Oilers team's finest from the 80 to 90 decade, where they won 5 Stanley Cups. The video suggested by J.R. Partikainen, so shout out to him for that. If you guys have further Dynasty type of teams you want to see us rebuild here, or not rebuild, but put back together all into one team, feel free to comment them down below. But without further ado, what we did here today was take all the Edmonton Oilers players and put them onto the alumni team, stuck the alumni team into the NHL, got them a 91 overall, pretty solid. But taking a look at this team, it is a doozy. You have Glenn Anderson, you have the Wayne Train Gretzky on the first line, Yari Curry right beside him, then you have McTavish, a guy we ended up creating here, Mark Messier, Tikkanen. It's amazing. The one thing I think is crazy about how good this Edmonton team is, now that we're at it, is how good it was. Gretzky left, and this team still had 4 Hall of Famers on it in the 89-90 Stanley Cup year they won, Messier being one of those Hall of Famers, of course. And we have Krushelensky. I think we actually sort of called his name proper there. Lindstrom, welcome to the team. Simpson. A lot of these guys in the game right now, surprisingly. I guess EA did a pretty good job there understanding Edmonton Dynasty team. Make sure the alumni players are in there, and that was the case. Lumley, and then you are not the guy that is playing wing there. You are not an alumni. Well, you might be an alumni. You got the alumni team here, but you're not the guy that played in the team or played for the team here. We wanted to use Mick Sorley, the man that, you know, played some forward, some defense, and played most of his time inside the penalty box. Nonetheless, he's going to be our 4th line winger here to top off for this Edmonton Oilers Dynasty team. Then on defense, we have Paul Coffey, stud on the ice, and even bigger stud over in the Hut world. And then you have Kevin Lowe, a man that was part of this team for every single Stanley Cup win of the decade. Not a lot of players can say that. Kevin Lowe can. For that reason, the man is on top of our first line D pair. Steve Smith on the second line, and no, that is not the wide receiver, Steve Smith. Granted, he is 26 in the game because we had to create him, so I mean, it's possible if he got like still 15 years younger, so we're still a little bit behind there. Nonetheless, Charlie Huddy right next to him, and then Randy Gregg and Lee Fogelin on the bottom pair there. Some solid players, and then Grant Fuhr and Bill Ranford, who spent a lot of his time, if I ain't mistaken here, backing up Fuhr over there for the Edmonton Oilers. Still part of the team, so he's gonna be part of this one as well. We'll see if this Edmonton Oilers team can win a Stanley Cup. Imagine putting together every single one of these Oilers players from that decade that was also dominant and won 5 Stanley Cups. Now, granted, not every single one of these guys played together at once, but they did play for this team. Imagine putting them all on one team, essentially creating a super team, a dynasty of all dynasties, and them not winning the Stanley Cup. Could you imagine that happening? Right now, it's not looking like the case. Right now, this team has 1 loss on this season, and right now would be a great time to say, hey, if you're new to the channel and you'd like to subscribe, I'd really appreciate it, but you never have to. I just would appreciate it if you consider it sometime. Not a big deal if you don't. Edmonton, though, cruising 14-4-4 throughout this season so far. These Oilers alumni are playing good. Imagine if, wow, I just realized, like, all these good players Edmonton have, now they have Leon Draisaitl and McDavid. It must be bad to be an Edmonton fan. Let me tell you what. You go through 5, 6, 7, maybe 10, however many years it was, of, you know, first overall picks, and you end up with guys like Draisaitl and McDavid for a generation. You end up with guys like Lemieux, or not Lemieux, but like Gretzky and Messier and Curry. What a problem to have over there in Edmonton. You gotta love it though, right? You love seeing a history out of teams, Edmonton being one of those teams, and Edmonton being well on their way to winning 50+ games. Gonna try for 60 here. I don't think they're gonna get it. They could. They gotta win 6 in 6. And it's not going to happen. The overtime losses there at the end of the season. Nonetheless, playoffs are amongst us. We'll take a look at how these guys did playing together this season, though. The Wayne Train leading the team in points in playoffs. We're not surprised there. We are not surprised also that we clicked on the wrong button to get to the stats. We only do that in, like, I don't know, 97% of videos when we do this. Wayne Gretzky, though, 110 points. Curry right behind him at 93. 84 out of Anderson. Messier at 79. 87 points out of Paul Coffey. That is a point producing machine right there. And Paul Coffey, Lindstrom not far behind as well. Look at the plus minuses of this team. 46, 42, 41, 41. This team dominated all season long. Aw, Low. Only 9 goals. Led the team in plus minus though. It's all that matters. 54 goals out of Wayne Gretzky. Just a reminder, he's still a stud and a half. Hey, he's 28 in this game. I didn't realize maybe that's a season mode thing. Did they do that for everybody? Yeah, in the season mode, they dropped their age. Okay, that's cool. Dropped everybody on to 27. I was thinking about that going into this. I was like, we've never done an alumni video where we've had to worry about their age or anything because we usually don't plug alumni into anything. So I was kind of curious what they did with that. So I like that. I was gonna say, put a bunch of 59-year-olds on the ice. Who knows what happened there? Fuhr dominant, 924 and a 920 out of Ranford. Of course, he had a little bit of an easy job with all those great players in front of him, you could say, but at the same time, you got to make the saves. He did that. Here we go. Playoffs, Edmonton, Minnesota in round number 1. We're doing a lot of spinning today. I don't know what it is. It's a spinning thing, I guess. You got to enjoy a nice spinning chair. 4-0, Minnesota is gone. Going to the second round, we have the Vegas Golden Knights and Vegas put on a show. Vegas gonna upset the Oilers in the second round. You got a little bit lazy there and thought it was gonna get easy. The Oilers just got upset in the second round by the Vegas Golden Knights. Unreal. In overtime, the Wayne Gretzky, Mark Messier, Yari Curry, Paul Coffey has an Edmonton Oilers just lost to an expansion team that didn't even exist 3 years ago. Has it been 3 years? Maybe it's 4 years now. It's been a while. Man, time is flying. Nonetheless, our Edmonton Oilers could not get the job done. We will see if they can bring home the hardware. I would assume they can. Everything, you know, minus the important Stanley Cup there. Vegas is going to win the Stanley Cup. I don't know what Vegas did, but once you run through Edmonton, it's a free win for them, and that was clear right there. Vegas winning the Stanley Cup. We will take a look at the awards real quick here. I can't believe that team just lost in the second round. Imagine getting bounced in the second round at that team. Obi picking up the Hart and the Art Ross. Okay, maybe we're not taking home 110 points with Messier. James Norris going to... Oh, really? Coffey, where you at, bro? We just call him bro. Can you do that in 2020? Hedman, no. Over 80 points, apparently. Lady Bingo to Wayne Gretzky. Way to go, Gretzky. Way to be a nice guy. You know what they say? Nice guys finish last or bounce in the second round. Depends who you ask. Calder Memorial, Jack Hughes, Conn Smythe going to Laner. The Vezina did go to Fuhr, so we did take home some goaltending awards, and that's it. Gretzky didn't even get it with 54 goals. That's because Alex Ovechkin's a monster. That'll conclude this video, though, guys. If you enjoyed it, a big thumbs up and subscribe's appreciated and required. Thank you guys for watching, and we will see you next time.